Hello everyone. I had started a series on Mughal rulers on my channel few days back, and under the head I have already made a video on Babur. If you wish, you can click on the iCard button or you can directly move on to my description box below to watch that video. Today I'll be moving further with the second emperor of the Mughal dynasty, which was Humayun. Also, I'll attach the PDF link of this video in the description box below. You can definitely check that out. Now let us quickly surf through the table of contents that we have. So very foremost, we will be dealing with the early life or a little bit of background to Humayun. Post that, we will see what challenges he had to go through, what all challenges he faced during his tenure. Then we will deal with the battles he fought in total. I mean, how many battles did he fight? And we will finally wrap up this video with his death and who succeeded him. So let us first see what all basic information do we have in regards to the early life or a background of Humayun. So Humayun's full name was Mirza Nasiruddin Baig Muhammad Khan Humayun. So this can pop up in one marker question, so we should have a knowledge about this. He was born on 6th of March 1508 to Babur and Maham Begum. So we discussed about Babur in my previous video. Today we are dealing with Humayun, who was the son of Babur, and Humayun's mother was Maham Begum. Now Humayun was the eldest son of Babur and he ascended the Mughal throne twice in his administrative career. So yes, Humayun was the only Mughal emperor to have ruled the empire for two different time spans. For the initial phase of his ruling period, he reigned from 1530 to 1540. Then he reigned from 1555 to 1556. So he ascended the throne twice in his career. Further, we will see why and who came in between those tenure. So it was Sher Shah Suri's rule, and post that Humayun came for his second reign. Now Humayun had several wives, but the much talked about was his marriage with Hamida Banu Begum. Humayun and Hamida Banu Begum had a son known as Akbar. Yes, I have already made a detailed video on Akbar the Great. I will provide the link in the description. You can check that out if you wish like. So Akbar, as you all know, went on to become the most promising ruler of Mughal dynasty, and he was son of Humayun. So this was very basic and little bit of background about early life of Humayun. And now let us quickly jump to the challenges faced by him. When Humayun came to throne, he was very young. He ascended the throne at the age of 22 years, and he did not have any pre-made plans as such as to how a government should be run. He was very immature in that case scenario. He did not have any experience in that matter, in that field. Moreover, so this was one of the challenges he had to go through. The second most important challenge, or let's say struggle, he had to go through was that at that time when he ascended the throne, Mughal dynasty was completely torn out. You know what I mean? Like, the empire was not doing good and keeping progress. So naturally Humayun had many big challenges before him. Another great challenge which Humayun had to go through was the internal turmoil. Now the Afghan rulers were not very happy with the coming of Humayun to throne. They did not want him to ascend the throne. And the fourth most severe challenge before Humayun was that he had to face the opposition of his brothers. Now his brother Kamran inherited Kabul and Kandahar, and Humayun was so generous and kind a ruler that he was even referred to as Insan-e Kamil. Sorry, it should be Humayun. That's a printing mistake. Please pardon me for that. So the fourth most big challenge before Humayun was that he had, apart from all the opposition from the Afghan nobles, he also had to go through the opposition of his brothers. And in the history, Humayun has always been known for his generosity and kindness. He was so generous, he was so giving, he was so kind that he had to bear the fruit, he had to bear the ill results of his own good deeds. that way you can put it. So his brother was against him, which we will also see in the further slides, that how the opposition of his brothers became one of the big reasons of Humayun's failure in his administrative career. So, and due to his generous and kind nature, he was also referred to as Insan-e-Kamil. This might pop up as one marker question, so we need to pay heed to those little things. Humayun had two big arch rivals alongside his brothers. His first rival was Sher Shah Suri and another was Sultan Bahadur of Gujarat. So apart from his brother's opposition, apart from the opposition by Afghan nobles, he also had to deal with two arch rivals, Sher Shah Suri and Sultan Bahadur of Gujarat. So Humayun had all these challenges to face in these two regions. Now we shall separately deal with Humayun's fight with Sher Shah Suri. So with Sher Shah, Humayun fought two major and prominent battles. Battle of Chausa, and the second was Battle of Kannauj, or also known as Battle of Bilgram. So when we talk about the conflict or the battles which were fought between Humayun and Sher Shah, we are required to refer to these two prominent battles. Now we will first learn about the Battle of Chausa. Now, Battle of Chausa was fought between Mughal Emperor Humayun and Afghan ruler Sher Shah in 1539. This battle was fought at a place named Chausa in Bihar. And one of the biggest reasons for the Battle of Chausa was the opulence and luxury and leisure enjoyed by Humayun after his victory in Bengal. So after he emerged victorious in Bengal, he was kind of relieved. I don't know what happened, but he kind of got overconfident about it, and he was busy enjoying all the luxuries, comfort, leisure, and he did not pay any heed to what was happening externally. And this was one of the biggest failures on Humayun's part. And this oblivious attitude of Humayun prompted Sher Shah to capture the territories of Chunar, Kannauj, Banaras, etc., etc. So obviously, after your first victory, if you sit, then that's very natural and obvious that your enemies are going to make an attack. And this is what exactly happened in the case of Humayun. Since Sher Shah had become so cautious and attentive with his steps, Humayun now could not be a mere spectator, and therefore he rushed to Chausa to give a solid retaliation to Sher Shah Suri. So as soon as Humayun realized that Sher Shah is not going to sit and relax, he too buckled up his shoes and he went to give a solid retaliation to Sher Shah Suri. And one thing I would like to give mention to is, at that time Humayun's army was very weak, because during that phase malaria had affected a major chunk of population, and no wonder Humayun's army had gotten very weak. So he went ahead with whatever small army he had. So he did not have a major chunk of people in his army. So whatever army he had with himself, he went ahead with that, because malaria had caused a great damage to his army at that point of time. Sher Shah got the information of Humayun's plan of action, and at this point of time, Sher Shah also got to know about further steps of Humayun. So he also kind of became very aware and cautious. So he also decided to oppose Humayun midway. Now, one major strategic failure on Humayun's part was his scattered army. So what he did, that he asked one part of his army to march towards Munger district to contest with Dilawar Khan, whereas another half of his army marched with Humayun. So he bifurcated his army into two parts, which was kind of a strategic failure on Humayun's part. Humayun's another strategic failure was his decision of choosing the Grand Trunk Road to proceed further. So you cannot be, you cannot afford to choose your enemy's path. So at that point of time, GT Road was owned by Sher Shah Suri, and what Humayun did was that he chose that path, which was one of the biggest failures on Humayun's front. Now Humayun got to know about the presence of Sher Shah near Karmnasa river, UP. But Humayun again made a blunder. Instead of attacking Sher Shah with no possible delay, Humayun waited for around 3 months. Now again Humayun made a big mistake. What he did, that he should have attacked Sher Shah very, as soon as possible. But what he did, he waited for 3 long months, ultimately giving Sher Shah the time to prepare for further attacks and battles. So this was also a strategic failure. Now, so his basic stupidity lied in not attacking his arch rival, which naturally helped Sher Shah in strengthening up his power and position. Sher Shah now attacked Humayun's army after he sensed a favorable situation. Now when he thought it was the right time to give an attack, he made an attack. Post a solid attack, Humayun's army was devastated. Few drowned in Ganga river and few were destroyed by Afghan troops. Anyhow, Humayun managed to escape from there, but Humayun's army was entirely destroyed. So when Sher Shah noticed that the favorable condition had come, he launched an attack. He launched a very pre-planned attack, very strategic attack, and in that attack Humayun's army was completely destroyed. Few drowned and few who were left were destroyed by Afghan troops. However, Humayun managed to make an escape somehow. As a result, lot of things happened. Sher Shah became much more powerful. He gained control over Banaras, Jaunpur, Lucknow, Kannauj, etc. So this was all about the Battle of Chausa. Actually, I'm thinking of making a very dedicated video on Battle of Chausa. Let's see when I come up with one. Anyways, let's proceed further. Now we shall in very brief manner discuss about the Battle of Kannauj, or which we also known as Battle of Bilgram. This is also very important in MCQ format. This might pop up in one marker. Now Battle of Kannauj was also known as Battle of Bilgram, already stated, and this was the second battle fought between Humayun and Sher Shah. It was fought in May 1540. Battle of Chausa was fought in 1539 and Battle of Bilgram was fought in May 1540. In this battle again, Sher Shah was victorious. So Sher Shah won this battle yet again and Humayun lost it. And one of the prominent reasons which led Humayun losing this battle was the non-cooperation from Humayun's brothers. So Humayun's brothers did not cooperate him in this battle. So in case if you do not know, Humayun's brothers didn't support him. Instead, they tried to bring many hurdles or hindrances, obstacles in Humayun's way, thus giving an added advantage to Sher Shah Suri. Now when Sher Shah got to know about Humayun's brothers have showed him the red flag, he naturally became very happy. So ultimately this was a brownie point for Sher Shah, because he got to know that Humayun's brothers are not supporting him. So he kind of became very jubilant at the fact. The battle now commenced and Sher Shah won this yet again. So Battle of Bilgram commenced and Sher Shah also won this again. Only primarily because of his strategic brilliance, nothing else. Humayun was left with nothing. He could not even go to Kabul and Kandahar. Why? Because those were already ruled by Humayun's brother Kamran, who was not in a good terms with him. So naturally, Humayun did not get any shelter there also. So Humayun obviously had no escape but to leave his throne, and this is how Delhi came into the hands of Sher Shah Suri. But not to forget, I did mention in the very beginning that Humayun came to throne for the second time from 1555 to 1556. So he was the only Mughal ruler to have ruled twice. So when Humayun came to throne for the second time, two battles were fought again. But the only difference was that the later on the two battles which were fought were for regaining the control over the lost territories. Now in a very brief format we will see what happened in the second reign of Humayun, which was from 1555 to 1556. So when Humayun's brother Kamran did not give him shelter at Kabul, Humayun went to Sindh, where he spent some months, and then in 1542 he started to wander, and in the deserts of Sindh he met his life partner Hamida Banu Begum, and on 23rd November 1542 Hamida gave birth to the most promising ruler of Mughal dynasty, Jalaluddin Akbar. In 1545, Humayun went to Persia along with his wife and son. Now this is when Humayun's cards took a turn. Humayun received help from Shah of Persia only on the condition. There were two conditions put before Humayun. What were they? That Kandahar, after the Shah of Persia helps him, Kandahar should be very humbly given to him, and also Humayun adopts Shia. However, for the time being, Humayun accepted the demand. Here Sher Shah died, and what happened in the next phase, that Sher Shah passed away in 1545, and this made Humayun regain his lost territories. Now what happened, that Humayun, after regaining Kabul and Kandahar, he refused to excuse all those promises made to Shah of Persia. So whatever promises he had made to Shah of Persia in return of a favorable help, he refused to pay heed to all those promises. So this was a big gameplay on Humayun's part, let's say. Now Humayun fought two major battles again, one being the Battle of Machiwara, which was to capture Lahore from the then governor of Punjab known as Sikandar Suri, and the second was the Battle of Sirhind to capture Delhi and Agra. I'm not dealing these two battles in a broader fashion. I might do this video later on. So this was all about Humayun's challenges, the battles he fought, and his life. So basically, on and all, we can say that Humayun was kind of inexperienced ruler. He was generous, he was kind, but he was not that solid enough to be an able administrator. Finally, we will wrap up this video with his death in succession. So Humayun died on January 27th, 1556, after he fell from the stairs of his after he fell from the stairs of his library. Humayun was then succeeded by his son Akbar, who went on to become one of the most popular rulers of Mughal Empire. So I already have a detailed video made on Akbar. If you wish, you can check that video out. I'll provide the link in the description or in the iCard button. So that was all, guys. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, then please consider liking it, sharing, subscribing, also commenting if you have any suggestions or how I can improve in my videos. Until then, be safe, do well, and thank you.